but I feel the truth bubbling in my chest like a spring, and it rises up like vomit, and it's like I'm going to be sick, but but to be sick would be a mercy in comparison to before I can stop the horrible truth from bursting from my lips. Yes. Silence, and I close my eyes in agony. Sheer mental agony. For a long moment we stand still, his eyes gripping at my hair so hard I swear he's going to rip it out of my head from the roots. Oh God, what have I done? I cannot stand it. I'm never going to say oh God again. She will never say those words. Straight up. His hand loosens from my hair finally, and I slide to the ground, landing on my front, sobbing silently. I feel dumb. I can't process anything. I feel separated and empty and numb. I don't know. I couldn't stop it. I couldn't. I opened my mouth, trying to push forward some kind of denial, but it won't come. The words stick in my throat, choking me, gagging me until I swallow them down again. Oh my God, oh my God, oh God, oh God. Oh, I wasn't gonna read that. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Hugh. He sputters, his voice barely whispered. You and him. Oh no. What have I done? Cannot read this seriously. You couldn't have stopped. Why couldn't I stop it? Why? Slowly, so slowly, I lift my head up. He's not looking at me. He's looking at the floor. His face contains a world of horror. He looks like a little boy again. But now he looks like the one who's discovered that everything he's ever believed in is a lie. Father Christmas, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, God. All of it is gone, left him alone in the dark. But it's not just hopelessness that I can see. It's rage and hate. Hate for me. Hate for who made his father a liar. And hate for the liar he has discovered his father to be. I hope that he seems to be talking to himself and not to me. And he heaves a deep breath, still looking at me. My mother. She said that he wouldn't. His mother, Narcissa? He's spoken to her about what he believes is going on. No. Not believes, knows. Oh, God. He trails off and turns away from me so that I can't see his face, and I hope to God that this horrible, awful situation won't get any worse. How could it possibly get any worse? Lucius and I've condemned us both. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck. How many times? He asked oh so quietly, still without looking at me. I try to stop it. I really do. It's like an acid burning through my chest. And it hurts so badly I keep my mouth shut before I'm even aware that my mouth is open and I'm speaking. I don't know, I whisper. Keep count. The words keep coming despite my best effort to swallow them down. Lots of times, I haven't kept count. I curl up onto my side, lost in a sea of humiliation, weeping silently. Oh God, it's all over. Me and Lucius, I've killed us both. If Draco knows, then surely this is the end. I can hear a small rustle. And when he speaks, he sounds closer than he was before. I can't look at him. Pure shame keeps my face hidden from his. Has this been going on since I first arrived? His voice is still quivering, almost unbearably so. No, I say, shaking my head without moving myself from the floor. I won't look at him, I won't. There's a long silence, broken eventually by my screams of pain. As what feels like an invisible acid spatters across my face. Fucking well! Look at me, you filthy little mudblood! He hisses. And because I have no choice, I roll my head up to face him. It's like my body is made of lead. Even to breathe is a massive effort and strain. His wand is pointed at me, and I realize that while his cheeks were flushed unpleasantly and his mouth twitches furiously with silent words, that I've never seen him look more like his aunt at this moment. This is the first time I've ever truly I finally felt truly terrified of Draco Malfoy. He takes a deep breath. So how long has it been going on then? He asked fiercely. Were you fucking him that night at the dinner party? Is that why I found you outside his room? No. I remember the Voldemort serum pushing the truth out of my mouth no matter how much I try to stop it. No, nothing happened that night. So when? He raises his wand at me. Even though he must know that it's unnecessary under the influence of Voldemort's serum, Veritas serum, I'm already lost. When did it start? God help me. I still try to keep quiet, even though I know that it won't do me any good. He knows all he really needs to know anyways. But surely if I could just stop coughing and stop thinking and can't... But surely I should try to stop things from getting any worse, if I can. But I can't keep quiet. The Veritas serum won't let me. Words pour from my mouth like a fountain. The Ministry allows this horrible, violating potion to be used legally. The night you and Bellatrix slashed my wrists, I whisper, feeling tears pour down my eyes helplessly. After he rescued me and you both. It was just after that. His face contorted with absolute rage and disgust. Hate. For the entire world and how it has turned its back on him. He looks like he's bitten a lemon, the bitterness of the knowledge of that he's pushed his father into sleeping with a mudblood. It looks like that bitterness is killing him slowly. He turns. And starts to walk up and down, his pace feverish. You're a mudblood, he says, almost his voice turns. Filthy little... All my life he's told me. Nothing but scum. I watch him in silence. I can't process this. I just can't. It doesn't make any sense. Nothing does. Fear, terror, horror, all have ripped every ability to process information away from me. All that I know is that this is the end. I've ruined everything. I just knew something was going on, he mutters, pacing up and down feverishly, his eyes darting about. But he promised, he swore to me nothing. And I thought... He pauses and he brings his hands up to his face for a moment, pressing them to his eyes before he takes a deep breath and turns to face me again, his face harsh. What gives you the right, Granger? He asked me viciously. How dare you? He's married to my mother. I know, I say desperately, feeling shame come over me like my body like slime. I know. I'll never forget it, Draco. I never forget it, Draco. He laughs, joyously, wildly. Oh, of course, he says. Crows sarcastically. It must be something awful for you, having to live with such guilt. You poor thing. You really do have my sympathy. I think it's funny that Draco's the only one who cares, that uses the fact that Lucius is married as a reason for why she shouldn't be sleeping with him. Luke straight up, everybody else is like, well, he's a mudblood. I mean, she's a mudblood. Like, that's the major reason. And it's not even argued that's the major reason. And then Draco's like, she's married to my mom! And you're like, oh, you're like 7 years old, aren't you? I don't want to be hateful or anything, but that's I don't know, it's cute. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Draco. You're not fucked up. Well, you're a little fucked up. It's okay about that. Everybody's a little fucked up. Okay. Take a deep breath, furious breath, before he suddenly raises his wand and spits out a curse. Crucio! Invisible knives slip through my skin and my muscles and bones, and my blood has turned to battery acid, and my lungs are filled with ripped out of my chest, and it hurts like nothing else, and you can never get used to it. Never, ever, ever. Screams rip through my throat even as the curse leaves me, and I'm shaking and sobbing on the floor. That's it. It's all over. Draco has discovered the very worst thing he could discover about his father. And now it's only a matter of time, surely, before he tells his aunt, or Avery, or perhaps even Voldemort himself. The ice Lucius and I have been dancing on has cracked at last, and now there's nothing left for us to do but fall. You slut! He whispers in his voice that shakes with hatred. You evil slut! The words hit me like a whiplash of shame. I roll my head slowly to look up at him, his body shaking with the aftershocks of the Cruciatus curse. Draco Malfoy has always hated me. I've never had any reason to doubt that fact. Right from the moment we've met, he hated me. Hated me for beating him in class, and his discovery of my blood status cemented that hatred forever. But I've never seen so much loathing in his eyes as I can see in this moment. He'd like to kill me, to tear me apart, to watch as I slowly bleed to death for everything I've done to him, to his father, to his family. His eyes are blazing. You're not going to get away with this, Granger, he says silently before he pauses for a second, looking very pale and almost afraid. He collects himself and turns from me, walking towards the door. Wait! I half shout. I don't know why. What can I possibly say to make this better? To make it all go away, to erase it would never happen forever. He turns to me with a look of pure A-grade hatred. Fool, he asks, his voice hard and harsh. Are you going to try to get me round? Are you going to try to get round me, like you always got around my father, are you? He shouts, looking almost deranged with rage for a second. I cringe involuntarily. He sneers, running his eyes over me disdainfully. Well, walk on me, my blood. I'm not weak like he is. Weak. To think of the day that I would see Draco Malfoy call his father weak. You caused this, Hermione. Does that make you proud? Perhaps it should, some level. All through Hogwarts it infuriated me on how Draco couldn't see his father for what he really was. All I feel is shame. I destroyed all of his illusions, and to him those illusions were the most beautiful thing in the world. They were like my illusions, but they were like my illusions that the world could be changed for the better. I don't know why I'm reading it so high. Like I just get into that thing and I'm like that everyone had some good in them if they just looked hard enough. Lucius destroyed my illusions, and now I've destroyed his sons. I don't know what to say, or what to do to make any of this better. I can't fight Draco, not without a wand, and nothing I could say to make him pretend like this never happened. So what can I do? He's watching me, waiting for what I'm going to say. His face is hard, and I don't know that he's not going to listen. I've got to try. What? He's watching me, waiting for what I'm going to say, but his face is hard, and I know that he's not going to listen. There we go. I don't know why that was so hard, but I've got to try. He didn't want to save Draco, I whisper, my face burning with humiliation. He hates himself for what he's doing. He really does. You gotta believe me. No, I'm not lying. I can't. Not after the Veritas serum. His face arches for a second, a reaction to my words, which quickly forces all of his emotions away from his face. Taking a leaf from Lucius's book, no doubt. Even now, when he's discovered what his father's the biggest kind of hypocrite, he still wants to be like him. While he's succeeding in his life's ambition, he's slowly becoming more and more like his father every day. I can see it in the tightness of his jaw, in the arch of his eyebrows, and finally on his way to becoming the man he's always wanted to be. He must be hurting more than I can ever understand. It must be the most painfully ironic thing he's ever experienced to discover that his father, his idol, the man he tried to emulate his entire life, has now, just as Draco is beginning to succeed in imitating him, has been changed forever by the one mudblood he so despises. I take a deep breath. You might hate what he's done, Draco, but he's still your father. I say desperately, if Voldemort finds out what he's done, He won't stand a chance. His eyes widen and he looks like he wants to say something for a second. He looks desperate. After all, how can he not let his father... How can he not let his father get away with this without cementing his death? He collects himself and draws his head back. And spits on the floor by my feet. And with one final look of absolute disgust and loathing, he turns on his heels and marches out of the door, slamming it shut behind him. He doesn't forget to lock it this time.